Will Chamberlain was the first person that I ever saw that complained about the number of games in the NBA. But and since then, I've heard many other players complain about that too. But we kind of know why they have to play so many games. 82 games plus all the playoffs. So what I did, I listened to Wilt. I said, well, no, we're not going to do that. Because that's too many games. And I agree with that. Plus injuries and a whole bunch of other stuff. So what I did, I reduced the number of games down to 65 plus the playoffs. So that's where we're going to go. Full game instant replay. Long overdue. Long overdue in virtually all professional sports. We're going to have it. We're not even going to wait for it. Defense. Okay, over and back. I kind of thought that the over and back in the NBA was kind of redundant. I didn't really see the purpose of it. Now, they say that the reason for the over and back is to speed the game up. So, and that's totally understandable, But if you have a 30-second shot clock, why do you need over and back? I don't think we do. So we eliminated the over and back. Now, if a team wants to stay in the backcourt, for 25 of the 30 seconds, then they can do that. They know they only have 5 seconds to get a shot up or they lose the ball. So we kind of thought that over and back ruling was not a good one, so we kind of eliminated that. Okay, traveling. I don't think I really understand very much what the NBA ruling is on traveling. I watch the game and I see traveling happening all the time, and they're not calling it. So it's probably just me not understanding the rules about what traveling is. But we're gonna kind of start enforcing the traveling thing. We're not gonna do that the way the NBA does. If you move that pivot foot wrong, you're going to be called for it. That's simple, Now, two hands. I'm not sure why the NBA adopted the policy of only being able to defend with one hand. Now, how the players do. They do one of these kind of things here, and so just the player, your opposition is here. Well, they must have a reason for that. I don't know what that is, but I didn't see the purpose for that in professional basketball. It seems to me, if you're a pro, you should be able to handle any kind of the guarding that we've all done all the time. There was no such thing as that in the world. There is no such thing as that in street ball, So I thought that it would be okay for us to go back to two-handed defending. So we're gonna use both our hands to defend. Okay, foul shots. Okay, now let me show you what we're gonna do with the foul shots. Okay. Foul shots. The first foul shot, many of you will remember Wilt Chamberlain again. This is Wilt. You know what he did. We're gonna bring this back into professional basketball. First foul shot. Anytime you get fouled, this is what's going to happen. The first one is here, underhand. Second shot. Now, I can't do this because I haven't practiced enough, but you got to practice. Okay, I'm right-handed. This is my normal shot. But the second shot, it's got to be with your off hand. That's right, off hand. We make layups with the left hand, with the off hand all the time. We pass with the off hand. But one thing we don't do with the off hand is this. I can't even really do it. third shot your regular shot. The scores going to be a little different. And I thought this was kind of cool. You probably going to like this too. Now, let's say the score is 97-85, traditional score. Our scoreboards are going to read 12-0. You got it? You figured out what we did? Exactly. Our scoreboards are going to read the difference between the two scores, because it's really the difference between the two scores that makes the difference who wins and or who loses. So the person that is, their score is down under, well, that score will always be 0. So 97-85 will be it'll be read as 12-0. Okay, all players, we're going to try to make sure that all players play every game and have as much an opportunity for equal time as possible. I think that's kind of important. You know, we understand why that's not possible in the NBA, but that's an entirely different game. But we want all of our players to look forward to being on the court, on the floor, every game. You know, so the coaches can handle that, no problem at all. Okay, all right, now, here we go. Referee. There's going to be a senior referee above the game who has final authority, so he can overrule the referees on the court, because he's got something up the screen up there. He sees something, and he can overrule the referees on the court. Pro basketball, the only sport that I know of that who's officiating is not as good as it could be is the martial arts, for example. And the referees, we know for a fact that the referees do as good a job as possible. You know, it's just in the NBA, there are 3 of them, and it's virtually impossible to be at the exact correct angle to see all this stuff. Then you got the best, baddest, quickest, most fantastic basketball players on the face of the planet, with the exception of ours on the way. And so how do you expect them to be able to see everything at one time? It's almost impossible. So a lot of calls get missed. And as you know as well as I do, that oftentimes it makes a difference on the outcome of the game. So we're going to make a special effort to try to get the calls as close to perfect as possible. You know, so we thought that was kind of important to make the right call, you know, at all times, not just part of the time. So look for that. Cut.
Rolling.
All right. Another thing is we're on the fouls now. One thing we're going to want to do is we're going to try to totally eliminate tic-tac fouls. Too many of them. And what we're going to do is as long as a foul is not deliberate and intentional, of course, quite naturally that's going to be a foul. But when you have for example, a defending player who is trying to get the ball as he or she should, and they happen to bump the player, is if the ball handler has not lost the ball, has not been bumped out of bounds, or completely disrupted, their play is completely disrupted, we're not going to call foul. So we're not going to do the tic-tac fouls. You know, as long as the defending player makes it obvious that they try to avoid contact, avoid the foul, avoid the collision, then we're going to let that go. The ball handler, if they maintain possession of the ball and can continue with the normal flow of the basketball games, then we're not going to call fouls on that. No tic-tac fouls. Okay. Former WNBA and NBA players, you are welcome. You're welcome to come play. You can come play with us as an EM player or just as a visiting player, you know, virtually any game. Just come in and let everybody know that you're there. We'll maybe have uniforms for you, and we'll fit you in. For example, if Dr. J came to one of our games and wanted to play a few minutes, you know, we'll get him a game, get him a uniform, go to the referees and the judges and the scorekeepers and everyone, let them know that he's there, and he'll just play on one team. The other team just, sorry, there's only one J. So we encourage WNBA and NBA players, ex and or active, to come play with us. You know, you think we don't want to see you and see what you can do too? I'm thinking, hello.